Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We're talking Dejante Murray, y'all. And I gotta tell you, every single time Dejante has a great stat line or has a great game, and we still lose for several reasons now, not just Murray, we lose for several reasons. Someone comes out the woodwork and has to make the Westbrook comparison. Oh, he's all stats, no wins. Oh, he's just a stat stuffer. Oh, his stats are misleading. People always lead with that these days when I'm talking about Dejante Murray, and that comparison is totally unfair. Totally unfair. So I had to make this video to debunk those excuses, debunk those sayings. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel. Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay, first off, I have to talk about the elephant in the room. And I know a lot of Spurs fans aren't going to agree with me with this one, and some NBA fans won't agree with me either. But let's just take a look at Russell Westbrook, okay? The fact that he is, regulated as just a terrible player is laughable. It's laughable, okay? You're talking about a former MVP. You're talking about a guy who's averaged triple doubles first since Big O, okay? You got talking about a guy who plays hard-nosed, has some of the most spectacular highlights I've ever seen from a guard dunking on people and whatnot, okay? 23 points per game for his career. Listen, y'all, if Dejante Murray can get a sliver of that, and channel some of that Russell Westbrook, it's a good thing for this team, y'all. Come on, y'all. I love the Spurs, man. I got hundreds of videos over the Spurs for fun, basically. I love the Spurs, but we are at the bottom of the barrel. We beggars can't be choosers. If we had got Russell Westbrook on this team today, we would be automatically better, okay? Will we win a championship? Probably not. Will we be an elite squad? Probably not, but we'll be a lot better than what we are now. Russell Westbrook is not a championship player. He's not a winner, but that does not mean he's not a good player overall. That does not mean he's not a great NBA player overall. There's plenty of players out here that are great night in and night out, okay, or great during the regular season, or great for most of the year, and just aren't winners when it counts. And Russell Westbrook has not proven that he's a winner when it counts. But that does not mean he's straight garbage and straight trash, and no player should aspire to be him if they're trying to be better. So let's just get that out the way. This Joker ain't garbage, okay? He is not garbage. He just isn't in that upper echelon, the KDs, the Steph Currys, the LeBron James, and whatnot. Murray aspiring to be like him would not be the worst thing in the world. Now, I don't want him to make those bonehead plays. I don't want him to have the turnovers, obviously, but we're going to talk about that in a second. But overall, come on. Him showing flashes of Russell Westbrook is not bad for a team like us that's missing the playoffs and at the bottom of the barrel. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's be real. Okay, just had to kind of get that rant out of the way because people act like, we couldn't use that type of talent on our team as we're currently constructed. And that kind of irks me. I'm like, come on, watch an NBA game, guys. Watch an NBA game. But I'm going to tell you why this comparison present day Westbrook and Murray is unfair. Because Westbrook does have the reputation of stuffing stats, does have the reputation of being selfish at times, and I don't think Murray deserves that tag because Murray gets his triple doubles, he gets his stats within the context of the game. If you watch the games, first off, Murray really isn't playing as many minutes as he should be playing anyway. He's playing a solid amount of minutes, 34 minutes, I think 33, 34 minutes. But think about it. We complain all the time about Popovich holding Murray out for that long stretch to begin the fourth quarter. I don't know what that is, but Murray definitely could be playing more minutes, okay? So this isn't, Westbrook a couple years ago with the Thunder playing like 40 minutes per game, getting every stat possible when the game is already out of reach, or it's a blowout. So that's unfair to Murray. Also, Murray has proven that he can delegate to other stars. When he played with DeMar DeRozan last season, that's really the season when Murray broke out. People were just skeptical. They thought he was breaking out because Derek White was hurt, and that wasn't the case. He was breaking out because he had put the work in and he was breaking out. So last year, when he was the first Spur ever to average 15, 7, and 5, okay? You can look that up. 15, 7, and 5. He did that, alongside DeMar DeRozan. He deferred to DeMar DeRozan. He looked up to DeMar DeRozan. He didn't try to take over the game from DeMar DeRozan. And that is Westbrook's MO, unfortunately for him. He had a KD. He currently has a LeBron James. He had a James Harden that he wasn't necessarily deferring to. He was trying to take over the game himself. Murray doesn't do that. Now, it's times, and I can hear you saying it already, it's times that he does try to take over in the fourth quarter for the San Antonio Spurs. But that's because the team is currently constructed that way. How many times have we seen Lonnie pass up on shots? How many times have we seen Derek White, especially earlier on in the year, pass up on shots? I'm talking about open shots in the fourth quarter, in crunch time. We have a team that's not necessarily offensive minded, and I'm not trying to bash the Spurs and the teammates, but that's just the truth of the matter. Rarely do you see someone out of Murray, out of White, now that he's turned the corner, want to take over a game at the end of the game. So of course Murray is going to put the team on his back and try to make something happen. But don't, fault him for that, because we don't have the talent. We don't have the stars to defer to. So he's going to try to take over within the context of the game. Another aspect of all of this is the fact that Murray does not turn over the ball nearly as much as Russell Westbrook. So that's why this comparison is really unfair. Russell Westbrook is averaging 4 turnovers a game. Murray is a little over 2, okay? Well, about 2.5 if I'm being honest. 2.4 turnovers a game, which is up from last season, the 1.9, but he is still top 10, number 6 or 7 in turnover ratio in the league. DeJounte Murray is. So don't blame him for that. Don't compare him to Westbrook. Westbrook, to put this in the context, Westbrook is leading the league in turnovers, period. Murray at this point has around 91 turnovers for the season. Russell Westbrook literally has 100 more turnovers, like 193 turnovers for the season. So far, the season isn't even over yet. So this comparison, again, is super unfair. You got a player that's stuffing the stat sheet, and Russell Westbrook has the exact same numbers as Murray, but his turnovers are incredibly higher. So the comparison falls through with really the turnovers alone. And then at the end of the day, if you're a Spurs fan, you know good and well, if DeJounte Murray was playing out of control like a Russell Westbrook, that Popovich will put that on ice more than one way. We would have heard him through the media. We would have heard him talking about it in practice. We would have heard the sound bites criticizing Murray for selfish play. And that's not the case. Greg Popovich has nothing but good things to say about Murray's leadership this season, and that is very telling. So even if you disagree with me, even if you disagree with the video, just look around the league of what people are saying. Chris Paul has positive things to say about Murray. Devin Booker has positive things to say about Murray. Zach LaVine has positive things to say about Murray. Now, granted, him and Zach are buddies, but the other two don't have, a horse in the race. I'm telling you, Murray is playing the right way. He is playing the right way. Despite what the numbers say, his numbers looking exactly like Westbrook's. They're not on the same wavelength as far as, bonehead plays in the fourth, turnovers, unwarranted shots, all those type of things. Those things aren't connected to Murray this season, okay? Especially if you're watching the games, especially if you're, paying attention to what's going on. So let's stop making this comparison, y'all. All right, guys, this is it for this one. A little long today. I hope you was able to kick it with me till the end, because I tried to make, level-headed points to just debunk this foolishness. All right, let me know in the comments what you thought about the video, how you feel about Westbrook, how you feel about Murray's play. Check out the other videos on the channel. Don't forget about that superhero playlist. I'm gonna have some new stuff coming your way tomorrow, Monday-ish, so keep an eye out for that. And thank you for kicking it with me again, and I will catch you in the next one. Hey.